Hillis Miller developed his concept of the critic as host in response to criticisms of deconstruction, particularly those made by M.H. Abrams in his essay The Deconstructive Angel. Abrams argued that literary texts possess a stable and determinate meaning, and deconstructive criticism undermines both meaning and historical understanding. Miller counters this view by claiming that fixed univocal meaning is impossible because language itself is inherently unstable and open to multiple interpretations. Miller begins with a provocative question. When a text contains quotations or references to another text, which is the host and which is the parasite? Traditional criticism often assumes that a literary work is the host and critical interpretation, especially deconstructive reading, is a parasite feeding upon it. Miller challenges this assumption by showing that the relationship between text and interpretation is far more complex. Through an etymological analysis of the words host and parasite, he demonstrates that each term contains contradictory meanings. Neither can exist independently of the other. The supposed opposition between host and parasite collapses because each depends on the other for its identity. Language is fundamentally figurative and metaphorical. Words do not directly represent reality, but gain meaning through networks of differences, associations, and rhetorical figures. Because language is unstable, every reading inevitably produces new meanings rather than uncovering a single original truth. Deconstruction is not an external attack on literature, but an exploration of the rhetorical processes already operating within texts. Miller rejects the idea that there is a primary correct reading and a secondary parasitic interpretation. There is only the text and its many readings, none of which possesses final authority. The poem and its interpretations exist in a dynamic relationship, like guests sharing the same meal. Meaning emerges through this interaction rather than residing permanently within the text itself. In this sense, literary interpretation becomes an endless process. A text continually generates new commentaries and perspectives without ever reaching a final or definitive meaning, similar to Harold Bloom's theory of anxiety of influence. Miller suggests that texts exist only in relation to other texts and interpretations. His concept of the critic as host highlights the interdependence of literature, language, and criticism, making it a key contribution to deconstructive literary theory.